Got woken up by whales this morning, swimming on by the boat, spouting, taking a breath. They seem to like this area. There's always a ton of them here.
It's a big thoroughfare, and we just saw a couple more right out there now. There's a little panga fisherman just pulled up and the whales were right beside them. We're going to have to leave today. The sun's coming up right now over San Blas area. And Isabel behind us. The birds are out in force, as they are.
Always?
Always, but definitely in the mornings.
Yeah.
We have two projects to work on. One is the wind vane, because we tried to use it the other day.
All like seized up and like just crusted in salt, and we can't move it.
And then we have an engine issue, consistent. It's the same one we've had for ages now, which is intermittent water flow through the raw water cooling. It just seems to stop at random times.
Yeah, we can't figure it out. We've checked pretty much everything.
95% of the time it seems to be at a lower RPM. So we're going to dig into the impeller again today and see what that is. Stay tuned.
What's doing over there?
I think it's pretty basic. It was working, it just was really stiff, so I'm going to degrease it a bit here. I've cleaned out all this part. It's pretty simple, and then put it back together and grease it up. The key is to hopefully not lose any of these important parts into the bottom of the ocean. I don't remember how this went. I think it went... I don't really know. Like that. Trying to diagnose our engine problems right now. So we're going into the core part of any raw water cooling, basically the impeller. I'll show you, it's in here. Through a little hole right there. So right behind that plate is the impeller. I'll take that off. Hillary's up here packing away the paddleboard.
We're the paddleboard.
Since we've got 6 days ahead of us.
We're estimating a 6-day sail.
Well, engine seems to be working right now like it has been, but then randomly it stops. I think it could have been an impeller issue, or at least the way I put the impeller back. I don't know. A couple of the nuts, one of the nuts specifically was slightly loose, so maybe it wasn't a perfect seal, although there was no water coming out. But I just cleaned up that area, put some grease around the O-ring.
And you swapped the plate around too.
Flipped the plate, which had a bit of wear on it. Alright, so we'll pack up and do some stuff and head out.
We got a fishy! Another big fishy.
Nice.
Same kind. I think the Pacific Crevalle Jack on our deep diving lure, and this guy's even bigger.
Huge
like
fish.
Probably 20-25 pounds. Heavy.
Keep us fed for a while.
Ugh. Fillet time.
Alright. Thanks, Mr. Fishy.
Thank you, fishy. Looking forward to eating you. Quite a bit of meat there.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That'll keep us fed for a while.
I would say so.
Hey, Lorish, come have a look.
We are sailing along at like 2.8 knots, pretty slowly, but we have some whales in all directions kind of around us, but we have some that we hope we're going to come up pretty close to us here.
They've been kind of paralleling, almost actually on a diagonal intersection with us.
Yeah.
Looks like
3 of them, maybe a baby and mama and someone else, but the baby's been doing like half little like spy hops as he comes up. There they go.
some whale action going on.
Yeah.
We are moving very slowly, and this will take us a long time to get to our destination. We're not going to make it in time. Laurie has to swim the rest of the way. Well, light winds means we're running the motor for a little bit tonight so we can make a bit of water. So since we're running the motor, it means we've got a hot water heater, hot water.
Hey!
How's the shower?
First shower with our water maker and engine running for hot water, and it was amazing.
Yeah, it looks really steamy in here. I'm waiting to get in.
It's nice.
Day 2.
Since leaving Isabella.
So we left Isabel. 200 and something miles until we reached like the Cabo area. It was an interesting night with no wind, actually a decent amount of wind, with 6.5-ish knots almost at one point. We even put a reef in for a bit to play with the weather helm we were getting. And I don't know, we got 280 something miles to Cabo area. Looks like a nice day. We might actually get sun all day today.
Woohoo! Need some power.
Solar power. This girl here is about to make some, I was gonna say pancakes, but you're making bread.
Banana bread.
Banana bread?
Banana bread.
Hillary has made us some banana bread.
Breakfast time.
Breakfast time.
Things are flying.
We have a little bit more wind than we were expecting this morning. Well, actually, a little bit more, yeah?
A little bit.
10 to 15
Not
knots.
too much.
But we seem to have an issue with a lot of weather helm. And we don't know why that is. We've tried everything. You guys got any ideas on what we should be trying for decreasing our weather helm?
All sorts of sail adjustments. If the main, letting the main sheet out, moving the traveler back and forth.
Change sail plans, reduced the head sails, increase the head sails.
Reef the main.
And we've never really had it like this, and it's not heavy weather. Like, actually we were getting this in 8 knots of wind, and now we're getting it in 10 to 15 knots. I'm wondering if we need to check the rigging, if it possibly changed after the lift in and out of the water in the yard. I reckon that could probably move some stuff around.
Yeah.
So that's probably worth the check. I
don't know.
We even reefed the main last night to try and decrease it. Didn't really seem to affect it. We put one reef in the main, still had a lot of weather helm. Don't know.
Well, we're way the heck out in the middle of nowhere where we probably shouldn't, or there aren't many fish around, but we threw the lures in, say what the heck, see what's out there, and we had a huge Dorado hit the line a second ago.
Dorado!
Took it, took off to the side, jumped, and flipped away. And then he did like 3 dolphin jumps afterwards, but he's gone.
Dorado! Bit of sun today.
Yeah, nice and sunny today. Nice wind, good sailing.
I wanted to have a bit of a ramble and make sure that people out there go where you want to go and explore. Because we as people even telling us, like, why go back to Magdalena Bay? It's a bash, it's not worth it, it's too hard, it's crazy, all this sorts of stuff. Like, we go where we want to go, and we're going back there because we bloody loved it. And on top of that, I don't think it's that difficult. If you're smart about it, you look at the weather, you choose the right times, it's doable. I mean, I don't know, we're in a bloody sailboat, we're going slow. What's the bloody point? That's what we're doing. Anyway, I just want to say I reckon you guys should do what you want to do. And don't feel the need to follow the crowd. It's beautiful out here, guys. Check it out.
Caught a new fishy. We don't know what he is. We need to get out the book.
Yeah.
Some kind of tuna, I'm guessing.
That's what I think, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a tuna.
We got ourselves a southern bluefin tuna. Hillary's filleting it right now on the deck.
It's hard to fillet when it's like chop. We're just like bounce.
I know. It's choppy out. It's getting afternoon, evening time now. It's been a nice day, but No land in sight today, I don't think all day maybe. I think we're kind of heading in the right direction. Basically this direction here is towards Cabo. We're not traveling super fast right now. We've already got a reef in because we're close hauled and some like choppy, just wind chop. But we should see some land tomorrow afternoon hopefully and see Cabo.
I bought sushi rice specifically for sushi, and it does get
Making some sushi with our bluefin tuna.
Southern bluefin tuna.
Southern bluefin tuna.
Day 3.
Just woke up. On the road.
We've no fish to catch today.
No.
Got a lot of fish. Good sushi last night. Bit of a windy night actually, way more than forecast. We've got some up in the 20s there for sure. And just bashing into it a little bit, so.
Luckily it's not super huge swells, it's just kind of like wind chops, so it's not terrible, but it was really pounding the boat.
See how we go today. The wind has shifted a bit this morning actually, so we might need to tack here. We're kind of, if we're lucky, we're heading due west, otherwise a little bit south. Basically around 270 probably, so I don't know, we'll see. How are we doing?
Doing good. Did dishes, made some toast for late breakfast, and you're making some water. Got a bit of sun mixed with cloud.
Enough to charge us up at least. Yeah?
Enough to, give some power while we make water.
Yeah.
And we're making good time. You say we're doing like 5 or 6 knots?
I think we're about 6.2 right now.
Not too bad.
Probably about 60 miles south of Cabo.
Yeah, about 60 miles south of Copa.
South-southwest, yeah.
Headed due west, I think.
South-southeast, right?
South-southeast, okay. And I think you said we're scheduled to actually make our turn up sometime middle of the night tonight.
Yep, with this rate.
Yeah, been a really good sail actually. Nice, consistent wind, more than we were expecting, which is good, and seas haven't been too crazy.
As promised, we'll give you a quick update on the water maker. One of the things we do in here with our rubbish, these are our switches, right? The low pressure boost pump there and the high pressure pump. This is our pre-filter. What we do is after this one, probably every few runs, I can see it getting a little bit dirty in there. We'll take it out and the filter will just tie onto a line and we'll chuck it over the back while we're sailing. It'll wash it clean. It'll be a nice easy way to retain the filter without replacing it every time, you know. Now let's come look up here. This is our sample water bucket, probably about 2.5 gallons or just under there. What we'll do is when we are done with the water maker, we're actually going to suck this back through the system and that'll be our freshwater flush. Since this is already fresh water, we'll just suck it back in. That way everything inside here will be sitting in fresh water. It'll keep it that much cleaner. We're about 800, just under 800 PSI over here, and we're probably doing around about, probably making between 8 to 9 gallons an hour of water right now. We've been running it basically 1 hour at a time. I'll do about 15 minutes. That'll fill up my sample bucket with about 2.5 gallons-ish. And then we will run the water maker for about another hour. Okay, one thing we are still working on is we do have a leak in the system. If I pull all this apart down here, we actually have a leak down here. We've taken the pressure relief valve out. We tried to clean it up. For some reason there's still a leak coming out. It's like 1 drip a minute, which is actually, sorry, 1 drip a second, which is way too much. The great news is Stu is sending us another one right away. He's more than helpful. We troubleshooted it for a little bit, and in the end he's like, look, let me just send you a new relief valve. That's how awesome that bloke is. So we'll get that in a couple of weeks, I think, when our friend Sandra comes down from the United States, and we'll replace that. So I feel like that's probably reducing our efficiency a little bit as well. Come up here and we'll have a look at what's outside. There is nothing out here. We haven't seen a sign of another boat or anything in a couple of days since the first night, I think. No land in sight. There's a big difference behind me right now. No fishing lines out. Too much fish in the freezer. So we had that awesome bluefin tuna. Hillary's made a couple of batches of sushi. What else tonight? We're doing like a seared, I think a sesame seed crusted seared.
With a little salad.
Yeah, that'll be tasty. And then last night we had the marinated, the Cavalli Jack was bloody delicious. I don't know why people don't eat that. All right, so the Cavalli Jack, Hillary marinated that for about a day.
Yeah.
What'd you do it in?
Kind of like a teriyaki type marinade. I did some soy sauce, pineapple jam, garlic, ginger, a little bit of mustard. Turned out super delicious.
It was delicious vegetables and rice, and man, that was a tasty one.
Yum.
That was the best dish I think we've had in a while.
Yeah, that was a really good meal.
Probably better than the sushi. The sushi is good, that's
Yeah.
for sure. And we still got more of it, so that'll be tonight. See you.
Right.
That's all for this time. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on our next episodes. Check out our website and Patreon page to learn how you can help keep these videos coming. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Until next time, adios.
We have sails,
Yes.
so we can sail, which is the plan. What did you just say about?
Oh, his tongue feels really cool. Like the edges are really smooth, and then the middle is like nice and sandpapery.
You should not play with dead things. Ew.
His teeth in there.
Hey, what are you?
They're like hidden, but they're sharp. Look at that.
Hi. My name is Ty.